Hey, yo, what's up? But anyways, what's up, boys? Hold up. Let me lock my door real quick. All right, so real quick, we're going to run through a few things. Major updates, major key alerts, right? Yesterday's video did pretty well. 24 views within the first 10 hours, which is pretty damn well for what I push out. Short form content has been uploaded on every single platform, almost every single day at high capacity. Boom, 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 chopping it, getting hella views. We chopping it. You know what I mean? We getting into it. You know what I'm saying? Instagram has been pretty stagnant. I've been interacting with my viewers a little bit more, getting back into my daily upload kind of views, kind of, you know what I mean? Instagram, I'm not worried about so much as the views itself. Is more of the connection that I get with the people on the Instagram page. And it's really just become a social media site for me where I just talk to people like normal. It's no longer like a business kind of thing, how I had it originally. When it came to the day trading stuff, I'm currently taking a pause on that. Crazy announcement yesterday, I found out, and I posted a short on YouTube as well. TradingView, a site that I've been using since I started trading, has now added free backtesting. What? That's insane. That's crazy. So it's like, if I had to put it in Fortnite terms, it's like when Fortnite added Playground/creative. You know what I mean? So like, it gave me so much more time to do what I want to do. I don't know if I'm tweaking, but there's a reflection right here. I don't know if that's just on my screen or if it's on y'all's too, but anyways, that's the second thing. Third thing is, went to go deposit my money today, was not able to do that, because I forgot my cards at home. But, my backpacks were delivered today. I would show y'all, but I can't give y'all the sauce like that. You know what I mean? But I was able to finally deliver that dude's package. If you guys do remember, it had been pending for about damn near 4 to 5 days because I hadn't had the packages in hand. I was able to get that shipped out today. So hopefully it'll be marked off by the next like 10, 20 minutes. And we should be straight with that, and we should be getting a payout within the next like 6 days or so, you know, which would be sick. As for the Xboxes, I was quite busy yesterday. I didn't have enough time to set up a few appointments with some people to meet up and sell and move product. So, like I said, today was really one of those days. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just put the money in the bank account, put it towards my credit. Speaking on credit, perfect transition into that. I want to go ahead and pay off my credit card that I had borrowed the 150 from to make the 250. I'm gonna go ahead and put that back at 30%, and then put the rest of that money into my Capital One card, start lowering that percentage a little bit more. And my goal is to keep zero in my bank account. I want my money to constantly be moving to the point of where like this is getting paid off, that's getting paid off, this going, this is going, this is going, that's going. So I need to keep my money flowing at all times. And the best way for me to practice that has been to put my money towards my credit cards and keep building up my credit. So eventually I will have the ability to get my new credit card that I'm thinking about getting, which is the Navy Federal Platinum card, as I spoke about in the last, like, I think that was 2 videos or 3 videos ago. The Navy Federal Platinum card just allows me to consolidate the money that I need. So basically, I was correct about the TransUnion being pulled for my Navy Federal card. I did some research on the Platinum card, and it does seem that I need like a 700 credit score, which isn't crazy, and it's 30 points away from where I'm at with my TransUnion. And I was thinking by the 20th, the 20th is the magic date because the 15th is when my Capital One card post, and the 20th or the 21st is when my Navy Federal card post, if not the first. So I still have to look at that. I don't know why I haven't. If I'm able to get that solved, my credit score should jump about 30 points. If I can get my utilization back to 30% across the board, that would be swell. So I need to get that done. American Express, I do need to pay my minimum payment on that. I'm not too worried about that as of this current moment. Getting my blood donated today, I have not. I'm gonna have to start thinking about different forms of transportation and stuff like that to get around. And probably just gonna go back to the whole Uber kind of thing that I was doing at one point. And that's why I need my Amex card to be back on par, because I do have the Amex Gold card, which allows me to have, I think, a $10 credit on my Uber and my Grubhub. So I can use that for free rides, or I can use that for anything else. And if I have Uber Plus like I used to, then that just helps it out even more. So I'm going to see if I can try to get that started again. Hopefully once I start lowering the bill that is on my Amex card. But as of right now, that is not a main priority. We just need to hit the minimum payments for all of my cards, which obviously the Navy Federal card has been hit. I'm also starting to think that maybe I could take this money that I have currently and just put that straight into the Capital One card. Go ahead and get that balance down a lot. But then the problem with my Capital One card is once you spend money on that card, or once you put money on that card, it is very hard to get that money off. So I'm talking about, like, you can't just get cash deposits and just take them withdrawals out of there. Like, you can't do that as easily as you can do it with the Navy Federal. So once that money is on that Capital card, it's not coming off. And what I did with my Capital One card is I actually cut it up and threw it down the toilet to make sure that I never use it again. And I need to go ahead and unadd it for my Apple Wallet if I haven't already. I think I have, but that way I don't spend that money on there. So like I said, if I make that purchase or I make that move with my money, I need to make sure that is exactly what I want to do with it, just so I don't kind of have a few $100s just sitting there that I can't, you know. Now, getting away from the credit and the money and the movement of all that, time to get into the main grits, potatoes, mashed potatoes, rice, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, whatever the hell you want to say. Last video, I was saying Okinawa. I don't know why I kept saying that. I meant Osaka, Osaka, Japan. And there's a few things I need to do. And I did a lot of research this morning while I was washing clothes. And basically, here's the little breakdown. I'm going to try to simplify it as much as possible. So since I'm in America, there's such thing as a 90-day visa. It is renewable up to 2 times per year. So basically, I can visit. I can take like 3 months out the country and then come back. Or like I can do, yeah, pretty much that. So I can do 3 months in, 3 months out, 3 months in, 3 months out, 3 months in, 3 months out. And just keep bouncing back and forth like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my first visa, which is the standard visa that everybody gets, which is just visit, see if I like it, you know, chill. Second visa that I have to get is called a holiday worker. I don't know what it's called. It's like holiday something, right? And it's a year visa. You get this once in a lifetime, and it's if you're the age 18 through 30, I believe. And the only qualification you need is to be 18 through 30, and I believe to be accepted, which you just don't have to be a felon. Have an up-to-date passport, which everybody qualifies for. So basically, if you qualify for the 90, you qualify for the 360, and for the 365, all you really need that's different is to be 18 to 30. So after the 30-day visit, literally just go down there to just F around, right? Just do random stuff. The 1 year is going to be where I start the plan. Like if I'm cool with the 90-day and I like visit everywhere and I'm like, yeah, this is cool, this is fun, this is smooth. That's when we take the 1 year, we do the 1 year and we go down there, we look for business, we start setting up bank accounts, we start trying to do all this transportation stuff, we start seeing like how the economy is moving, how do I get my money in and out, like that's when I experiment. That's when I'm really like kind of just testing the waters out and seeing like how everything goes. That's like I'm finding housing, I'm finding all this stuff, right? After that, while I'm in the process of that 1 year, near the end of it, what I'm going to be trying to do is set up a business visa. Now, I forget the specific name for it. I have this all in my notes app, and I'd have to reread it. It's been like 3 hours since I last wrote it down, but basically, this visa is a form of like business startup. So it's like an entrepreneurial kind of thing. And for me, what my front would be, so you have to go to the government and you basically have to say, this is my plan for opening a business, this is how I'm going to do it, and you have to give them like a full drawdown, right? So ChatGPT helped me with this actually. So what I'll have to do is go to them and be like, okay, so I'm a content creator. I got YouTube, Instagram, show them that I'm making money from it. I have to be making money. And I can hire up to 2 people full time. And I assume if I hire them up to full time that they can get a worker's visa because I'm the business owner, so I could give them workers visas, but I feel like it's going to be so much more paperwork. Or I could come down there with 5 million yen worth of revenue, which I believe 5 million yen is $30,000 in USD, something like that, which isn't a whole lot. I mean, it kind of is to just have 30,000 just sitting in your account, but you know what I mean? So I have to have a monetization with YouTube to show that I'm actually making money from it. Instagram, not so much. But if you guys do know, and I talk about this a lot on my YouTube page now, I do Depop, eBay, Facebook marketing, Facebook and all these other things and day trading on the side, right? So when it comes to the content that I produce, it's going to be business content, and that's my YouTube. So my business is YouTube, and the content that I make from it would be, like drop shipping and reselling and stuff like that. So that would fall under that. So it's still a side business, but it's my main YouTube as long as I'm making videos and content about that. You know what I mean? So if I'm getting paid through YouTube to make that video content while selling things on the side, that stands as a real business. That is a real business. And if I can save up 36 grand of that, then I'll be straight. Or if I just get 2 full-time workers, which is very easy to do, because let's say I want an editor and let's say I want a cameraman, like there goes my 2 full-time players right there. And technically it could be friends if I want, and I could just pay them on like a yearly check. I could pay them monthly. I could pay them, you know what I mean? So I can really, you know what I mean? But I will have to go to the government and establish that I am an actual business and have these things written out and have like a full PowerPoint presentation of like how I'm gonna get everything done, which shouldn't be too hard. But I mean, I've heard Japanese government is kind of strict with how they do everything. So I mean, we're gonna have to see 6, 7, After that, my side business, which I'll also have to, keep track of, but it won't be a part of my main business, which is the YouTube stuff, or the content creation, let me put it like that, will be day trading. Day trading is going to be my main bulk of income. Hopefully, YouTube will be, but I mean, if it's not at the time, then day trading will be what I use to put all my money into and like make more money out of it, because I know that's a consistent increase in my money. That right there will be a side income that can multiply. So it's like a multiplier on my side. And the only problem that I have, or it's not even a problem, but the only thing that I have to do is make sure that I'm doing my taxes for my YouTube as a business. So under business taxes and expenses and all of that, and being able to calculate my money off of that, which I've been filing my taxes by myself for about 2 years. So it's not too hard. As a matter of fact, I love getting tax breaks. That's my favorite thing. And obviously if I do YouTube and I say my business is based around, I don't know how tax breaks work in Japan, but if it was America, I could write off all the items that I buy. I could write off my cameras. I could write off my phone. I could write off my data. I could write off literally anything that has to do with Yamin. And also, I will need a office room. So if I get a house and I have a designated part of the house that is for an office, that works for the office that I need for my like business location. They were saying that you do need a business location and it can't be online, which is understandable. Because a lot of people will do, like, I forgot what the real name for it is, but they'll have online locations that they use as a studio or an office that people can send like mail and stuff to. Not a PO office, or a PO box, but I'm talking about something else. So basically, if I can get a house or get an apartment or whatever I gotta get, or a studio, as long as it has a designated office space, like through the lease or the schematics or something like that, it works. So if I just get a normal house, 10 grand, 30 grand, that could be my business startup money that I put in towards equipment, housing, yada, yada, yada. Boom, set. Just a normal, I can literally do what I'm doing now, and this classifies as me being a business. You know what I mean? So it's not even a workaround, it's just how I can maneuver how I'm doing now. So what I've been doing is technically perfect practice for what I'm going to be doing. The only difference is I have to find a way to make my YouTube start paying me, which, I mean, I wasn't hoping that it would get to this point, but if the content that I make now can keep me monetized, that's more than enough for me. Obviously, I want to get into the vlogging content, I want to get into all that, but I also don't want to be the one annoying black guy that's always like got a video camera in everybody's face and stuff like that. I don't want to be the iShowSpeed and the Kai Cenats and the Rakai of the world, bro. It'll be more of like day in the life kind of content, like how Kwan got his stuff going on. And to be fair, I would probably, for the 2 people that I have to hire, instead of doing 5 million yen, there's no way I'm just going to come up with that money and just use that. Maybe I will, but I don't know. It's all about what the future entails. It's like a 3-year to 4-year plan. Yeah, I'll probably just hire them to be editors. One for clipping, one for editing YouTube videos like these, just to make it more entertaining and I won't have to worry about that, free up a lot of my time. That way I could spend the rest of that time like thrifting and pushing out more videos and stuff like that. So I could see it being a huge scalable business and allowing me to have a lot of free time. So the way it's going now, I kind of enjoy it. I'm getting 100 views here, 200 here, a few thousand on some of my shorts sometimes. TikTok's popping a little bit, Instagram's popping a little bit. TikTok's not popping at all, I lied. Instagram's popping. But my content seems like it's on a linear incline, which is good. And I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, bro. I'm gonna just keep posting and pushing out. And while I was biking today, the only thing I could think of when I was going up a hill was, I'm no better than anybody else. I don't work harder than anybody else, in my opinion. I'm not smarter than anybody else, in my opinion. But if there's one thing I'm gonna beat your ass at, it's consistency. And you're not gonna beat me in consistency. I can go for days, bro. Um, so like I said, I'm gonna post daily every single day for the next 2 years if I got to. But the point is, you're not gonna beat me at doing what I'm good at. And what I'm good at is posting consistently. And what I'm good at is making content about my life. I feel like I'm a funny guy, right? So like I said, if I can get the business stuff going on, that would help me lead into getting a bank account and all that stuff before that, actually. So it'd be a bank account, then it would be the business stuff, and then it would be getting a house. And if I can get a house with an office and yada, 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 for about, I think the typical Osaka house is like more on the countryside, I want to say, or in the outskirts. You're probably pushing like 15, 20 grand. So to be fair, that's within my budget. 35K is the budget, which is more than enough, in my opinion. But we'll have to see. And that's what the 1 year visa is for. It's mostly to just kind of see like what the market is. And I'll have to be out there. And I'll have to be out there to see like what everything is. But that's the plan. The same way I'm kind of telling you guys how the plan is the exact same way I'm going to tell them. Besides, I'm going to be speaking Japanese. Holy hell, that's a whole nother thing, right? So after all of that, the business stuff and setting up the bank accounts and setting up the taxes and all that, there's something called a PR, or permanent residency. Now, to get permanent residency for the business stuff, I have to be there within 3 through 5 years, which after being there for 1 year with the holiday visa, and then being there for, let's say, 2 to 3 years after that through the business visa, that's my 3 years right there. For permanent residency, there's 2 things I can do. One is qualify for, qualify through the 10 million yen or more and other requirements, which as of this current moment in this current day and age, I think my score was a 60. The only thing that would really like boost me to get that 85 or 70 or whatever is having a college degree, having the ability to speak Japanese. One of those 2. Obviously, the college degree is going to take longer and it's more expensive, so I'm not going to go that route. But when it comes to the speaking, I think it's N1 and N2. N2 being the like just comprehensive, like I can speak a little bit of Japanese fluent, I guess, like pretty fluently, like I can hold a conversation. N1 being like advanced level where it's like high school plus, I would assume, and I can speak, understand, write, and I guess interpret completely and have like fluent conversations at all times, no matter what the conversation is. So it is a test. What I was thinking, yeah, my American let me cheat the system brain was, could I not just pay somebody like 3 grand to do the test for me? No, it's a personal, like in-person test, which I suck at, but I have about 3-4 years to study. I'm sure I'll pick up enough by then. And if I'm in Japan, I kind of have to like learn it, eventually. It's only right. But yeah, it's a decent little, you know what I mean? So for permanent residency, like I said, you got to do all that. Once you get 70 points, which is my goal, so I only need 10 more points, I can go ahead and, what's it called? Oh, I'm crashing. I can go ahead and qualify for permanent residency. So I can go ahead and get that. And boom, I'm a resident. I can live there as long as I want. Second way of getting it is to marry a Japanese citizen. Now, what are the likelihoods of me actually finding a great relationship within the span of 3 years? I'm a loser, okay? I can't see that happening, but you never know. Maybe I find somebody that's like a baddie, like, and she can cook and clean. She's locked in, and we do end up marrying. Then in that case, I get automatic permanent residency pretty much. I didn't look too deep into that because, like I said, I don't think that's going to be an option for me. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. But I'm shooting on the first one, which is within 3 to 5 years, 70 points thing. Like I said, I believe at minimum I'll be able to do the N2, which is the 10 points that I need. And the other only thing that I need is the 5 million yen per year, which is not hard. Matter of fact, or not 5 million, 10 million yen a year, which I'm pretty sure is just like 75,000. 75,000 was 11 million. Computer, what is 10 million yen in USD?
10 million Japanese yen is 67,000.
So I need to get 67,313 cents after tax. Or I don't even think it matters after or before tax. I think it's after tax though, to be qualifiable for the highest level of money. And I think for permanent residency, just straight up, and to be classified as a high income, like highly skilled person is 45 million yen, which I believe is pushing 200 and like a quarter million, or 200 and a quarter thousand. So $225,000 USD, which once again isn't really that crazy. I mean, that's great money, obviously, but since I'm a trader, like a day trader, it doesn't seem like a whole lot of money. The only problem that I feel like I'm going to have is consistency with income. Because I'm a day trader, it's highly volatile with how my money goes. It all depends on the market and my consistency. With YouTube, it all depends on my views and how good my content is. For reselling and all that stuff, it depends on the customers. I almost said consumer and customer. It depends on the customer themselves and how likely they are to buy the item. As long as I'm still making steady income from the YouTube channel, though, even if it's like $100 a month, that's consistent. That's consistent enough to be classified as a business. Obviously, I want to shoot higher than that. Like 1,000 a month would be straight as hell. That's all I would need, and let the other businesses just kind of add to the revenue. But yeah, that's pretty much the plan. As for transportation and food and all that stuff, I'll be real. When it comes down to food, I think the maximum I'd spend per month is like 200. I don't eat crazy. I don't know if Japan has buffets, but if they do, that'd be fucking sick. Also, a lot of my time would probably be spent at like saunas and I guess they call them hot springs, but would be they call them something else. But it's like hot springs or something like that. You know what I mean? Where it's like you're butt naked and you're in a pool with a bunch of other dudes. I'd be at the private version of that though. I'm not trying to get diddled by the diddler of Japan. You know. The secondary option I was thinking of is I do have a high income skill technically, multiple, but one of them that would get me a visa is a working visa. I think it's V1 or is it V2? It's N1, N2 or something like that. No, that's for the language. I think it's F1. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a certification, right? So if I take a test for auto mechanic, which is my high income skill, I work on cars or used to work on cars, but I can do some more research and get into it and get, you know what I mean? The only problem with this is I'll have to work only that 9 to 5, which, you know, the whole goal is to not work a 9 to 5, right? So I would have to work for 3 years, 3 through 5 years on this visa, the working visa. And I can't quit that job at any time. I can go to another like mechanic job, but I couldn't do like how I was thinking of doing, like Smokey Nagata style, where I'm just like I make my own business on the side after working there for a long enough time, and I start my own like tune-up garage or something like that. You can't do that, okay? So that took the fun out of that plan immediately, and I'm not down for it anymore. But that was basically everything I'm going to tell you guys today. How am I feeling? Feeling slightly sick, bro. The temperature just changed drastically the other day. It went from like 89 or 90s to like 60s to 70 to like now it's 88 again. So the weather is going like this, and I hoop every day. So me being in the elements and me being sweaty like that, my nose is stuffy as hell, right? I'm over here sleeping, and you just feel a snot running down your face. You're like, bro, it's torture, bro. But I'm feeling cool. Like I said, I'm feeling sick. Tomorrow, I'm probably gonna go ahead and get the blood donation stuff going on, because if I go right now, I'll be honest, the competition and the line is gonna be long as hell. So I'm not doing that. Like I said, I'm probably gonna just take an Uber there. As of food for today, we got me some spaghetti in a cup or a mug, I guess you would call that. And what am I gonna do for the rest of the day? Probably gonna send people offers on Depop. Probably gonna make a little bit more content for the side. I do need to look at the Inexcusable Evil and see if I can get ready to buy that. I don't know where I'm gonna buy it, and I don't know where I'm gonna get it for a good price. And it's probably gonna be eBay, but how expensive is that cologne, dude? And if it's too expensive, if it's over, let's say 150, I'm not gonna buy it yet. I'll wait until I get some bread up, like I start stacking up some bread, and then I'll make like a full YouTube review. Something else I was just recently considering is getting a camera. I want to get one of those old grainy like filmer cameras where you hold it like this and it has a strap on the side and it shoots in like 4K, but it's like grainy and like them Kim Carson-esque videos. I want one of those, and I feel like that'd be super duper cool to shoot content with that every once in a while as like a vlog style. So like when I'm doing at home videos in 4K quality, 1080p, whatever, but when I'm out, we're at like 14 frames per second on some like 8-bit rating 4K video where it's like everything's choppy but it's like super cool looking. That's the aesthetic I want to record with, because I was thinking of getting another Sony ZV-1F, which was the videos that I used to be recording when I made like real thumbnails. Those were the Sony ZV-1F that I was recording with. And I think I'm good off that. You know, I'm not gonna spend $500 just to sell the thing again, because I know how I get. But when it comes to them camcorders, if I go to Goodwill, I'm sure I could find one of these days, or I could just cop one off of somebody on Facebook Marketplace for like 100. I'll be real, I'd rather just find one from you know, Goodwill. There's a guy that I know that sells and that picks up stuff from the Goodwill, and I'm pretty sure he has one of those cameras. I might text him later today and see if he has one for sale. Maybe he could give me, but if not, I'll go find one myself, man. So what do I have planned tomorrow? I think I already spoke on that. Once again, I've been telling you guys it's a bunch of winging it. I'm just kind of going on about the day as I can. I do need to start studying kanji, which is the writing style in Japanese. And I also need to start speaking. You know, I need to start learning some vocabulary. And yeah, it's a lot. It's gonna be like homework every day again. And you know how I feel about homework, bro. Fuck. But yeah, it's some cool stuff. Like I said, I'm not gonna rush myself into it. I technically have like 2 years, but I still want to be able to learn it and kind of start picking up stuff now and be a little bit ahead of the curve instead of trying to force learn it all while I'm already in the environment, even though it'll make it easier. If you guys have any anime recommendations, by the way, I've heard that it's great to learn off of specific animes on how to talk. Not the like super fantasy doo-doo animes like where it's just ichi, right? I'm talking about anime where it's like genuine conversations, like how a genuine Japanese person would speak. I've heard that it's great to listen to those in sub while having the captions on, and you can pick up some like slang words and pick up just like the tone of how to talk and all that. When I was learning from off of Duolingo at one point, I kind of did pick up how to like how they speak. It's like I'm speaking like this, and I bring it down, and I'll bring it up, and then I'll bring it back down, and it's weird to explain, but I've obviously watched anime for a long time, so I do kind of know how to speak a little bit. That was my video cutting out, so I guess it is really time for me to wrap it up. I will check you guys in the next video. I love you guys, and I know this was a quick little 10-second, but yeah, peace, man. I'll see you later, bro. Any new updates, I'll let y'all know in the next video. As always, I love you guys. Peace. Love and prosperity. I'm trying to get my numbers up. I'm just trying. All right, but peace.